Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry that it has been so long since I've provided you with an update. Things have been chaotic to say the least. But I am here and I'm ready to give you an update. So we did have an egg retrieval done, and the outcome of that was they retrieved 4 eggs. Now, if you're surprised by that number, I can tell you, you are not alone. I was surprised too. We had so many follicles, and I thought that this round was so much better than the last, but I guess it just wasn't the case in terms of quantity of eggs. But I mean, there was no going back at that point anyways, right? So we had 4 eggs, fine. You only need 1 egg to make a baby. So the next day, we waited for a fertilization report, and that fertilization report came, and we found out that out of the 4 eggs, 1 fertilized. Now, that is one of the scariest things you will hear throughout this process, because the odds don't exactly appear to be in your favor, right? I mean, that's 1 chance. And there are still so many days that follow where that embryo has to grow. And not all of them make it to blast, right? I mean, that's just a fact. They don't all make it. So that was very stressful. Every single day was completely stressful after that. Our stress levels were just amplified. The worst part about this process is that you are sitting on pins and needles waiting for that phone call, the update on your embryo status, and hopefully you have more than 1 embryo. But I think this time, the fact that we only had 1, that's what really got to us. So we did a lot of praying, and our embryo, sure enough, made it to blast. The Saturday, so our transfer was scheduled for Monday, and the Saturday I got an update from the nurse on a voicemail message stating that our embryo had still been hanging in there, but it was growing slowly. And I didn't understand what they meant by growing slowly, so I picked up the phone and I called and I inquired. And basically what she had said was that an embryo on day 3, they would like to see that it has 6 to 10 cells. Our embryo only had 4. So I didn't know what to make of that. You want your embryo to have all the cells required, and you don't want it to be behind. You want it to be caught up with where it statistically should be, right? So I didn't know what to think, so I had to stay positive. It was very hard. I will tell you that it was very difficult to stay open-minded and positive, but I had to keep reminding myself that if this embryo was still hanging on for so long, that there was a reason why it was. Otherwise, what would be the point? So nevertheless, Monday came along and we went in and we had a successful transfer. Our doctor reported to us that the embryo was a beautiful looking embryo and that it was already showing signs of early hatching, which is very good. So I am officially in my 2-week wait. The transfer was good. I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel any discomfort. I shouldn't say any discomfort. The main discomfort I felt was having to have a full bladder. That is torture. Another level of torture. As most of you can all agree with me that having to hold a bladder for any form of ultrasound or procedures is very challenging. Anyways, I made it through, and now we're on our 2-week wait. Some advice that I have for you for retrieval is get yourself a heating pad. I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and I got a electric heating pad king size. It's amazing. It'll be your best friend because you will have cramping and you will have soreness after retrieval. So make sure you invest in one. It's well worth it. And it will come in handy sometime around in the future for something else. You never know. Now, as far as what I'm doing post-transfer, I've been eating pineapple and core. My husband has been making smoothies of it for me because I've heard that there are great benefits for implantation, and I've also been munching on Brazilian nuts. So I've also heard that Brazilian nuts are great for implantation. I'm doing my best to relax and take it easy. I'm tacking on a week's vacation, so I'll be off next week, and I plan on just being at home and nesting, taking it easy because I don't want to look back and have any regrets, and you know, I want to make sure that I did everything I could to be as relaxed as possible to give this embryo the best chance at thriving and developing into a fetus. So that is where I'm at. One more thing is the progesterone oil injections. The 1.5-inch needle I showed you has been pretty good. I can't complain. It's initially the first couple of days I did have a sore bum. It felt like I had done 100 squats, but I'm completely good with it now, and my husband is a pro, and he's injecting me with the oil successfully. I don't even feel the needle point going in. What I will note that I do feel is the oil distributing through the muscle. That is about the only thing I feel. And then just rubbing it in, massaging it in after it's been injected is very helpful with making sure it flows and doesn't hurt, doesn't provide any pain. So that's where I'm at. So I go in for my first beta on March 9th. So please keep me in your thoughts and in your prayers. I will keep you in my thoughts and in my prayers, in hoping that you have successful journeys through this infertility process. And if I have any updates as far as symptoms go, next week I'll come on quickly and give you one, but otherwise you can be sure to hear from me second week of March. Now, one thing I'll note, speaking of symptoms, is I have had some off and on dark brown spotting since transfer for the last couple of days. It's off and on, it's scanty. So I think that's a good sign because they say once you do a 5-day embryo transfer, the embryo should implant within 24 to 48 hours, and that fits right along that time frame. So I'm hoping that I've finally had implantation bleeding or spotting. So anyways, take care, and I wish you all the best of luck, and baby dust to you. Bye.